Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Patrick here with the Northwoods Nobodies. Today we're going to take a look at the Springfield Echelon. Pistol you see in front of you is our new Springfield Echelon. I just picked it up a couple days ago and put 100 rounds through it, so this is going to be our initial thoughts and shots on it. And I was definitely intrigued by the Echelon when I saw it announced and released by Springfield. And I have not actually shot it until I put the first 100 rounds through it the other day. And so far I like it. I feel like it is a kind of step out of the normal for Springfield. The XD series, XD, XDM, XDS, whatever, all that stuff. They've been their tried and true for a very long time. The 1911s have always been the 1911s, so the Hellcat was kind of the first thing that kind of changed up their thing a little bit, and I feel like the Echelon is a step in the right direction for that company, just as a innovation changing something new. So quick specs and features on it. This is the threaded barrel version. I got a smoking good deal on this thing because I found a connection, which was sweet, as a content creator of a smaller channel. And I probably should have not bought the threaded barrel version because this does not fit in a Safariland holster. So that was a mistake on my part. The price was just too good. I was like, yeah, we'll get the threaded barrel version because at some point I would like to pick up a 9mm suppressor and then have a little can on this thing, but I can't put it in a Safariland holster, so whatever. I'm going to do some more research, see if I can find a holster for it. But yeah, with the threaded barrel, this thing is 8.8 inches long. It is 1.2 inches wide. And then depending on which magazine you have in it, it's either 5.5 with the flush or 6.5 inches tall with the extended magazine. Going down to the magazines, 17 rounder, 20 rounder. So a little +3 extension there. In the box, you do get another extension. So I am kind of assuming that you can just put that on there and have two 20-round magazines. I will have to do a little research on that. Since we're talking about the box, also in the box you get the Springfield Armory case, obviously the box that it comes in. You get 2 additional back straps if you want to make a change there. You get this little thing, which I don't know what the hell it is, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. You do get a little speed loader, you do get a lock, and then this is an optics capable firearm, so you do get all the mounting accessories for mounting, Trijicon RMR, Loophole, Delta Point Pro, all that kind of stuff. So we'll go over this thing, do our usual kind of tip to butt in it, so threaded barrel, all the way to the butt, little spank there. Texture, I really like the feel of the texture on this firearm. It feels like it's been stippled. Like, Smith & Wesson has kind of their same feel. Every company kind of has their style of texture. And obviously this is just a grid or whatever that they do on there, but it's got that stippled feel to it. And I really like it. And it covers kind of all the areas that you want and need grip. So the bottom of the magazine has some, the extended one has it as well. Obviously the grip all the way up to here. The magazine release has some grip on it. The side of the pistol, even where your thumb will rest. Front of the trigger guard, and obviously same thing on the other side. So up the grip, where your thumb's going to be, the takedown lever, and where your thumb is going to rest. It all has a good amount of texture on it, and so far it feels very nice. I do like that quite a bit. Good size beaver tail on it, and good size undercut on it, and then the trigger guard is actually oversized as well. You have plenty of room for your booger hook to go into. Yeah, I very much like the grip on this thing, and I like I said, just kind of the fit and feel of it, and I like how it looks. And it does have a rail in the front for lights, lasers, all the usual stuff there. Moving up to the side, like I said, this is a threaded barrel version. I think they're like 4.8 inches or something without the threaded barrel. This thing is like 5.82 with the threads on there. The sights on it, I'm guessing that these are slightly taller than normal because of the threaded barrel, so pseudo suppressor height sights. They are tritium night sight, and they have a U shape in the back, so very nice sight picture, and the tritium works very well at night. I've kind of, wandered in the basement and had it out, just LARPing in the basement on my own and just checking it out. And I've enjoyed it. It's a good set of night sights on there. The slide has quite a bit of deep serrations in it, so you can do press checks from the rear, all that kind of stuff. So it's a very nice amount of grip and texture, and the serrations are very nice on the front end of it. As I've shot more and purchase more firearms, that kind of stuff, I really enjoy having front serrations on a firearm to do a press check very easily. Yeah, I like that. Obviously, like I said, it is optics capable, so you can do Trijicon RMR, Loophole, Delta Point Pro. I'm sure Hollow Suns and any sort of brand will fit on there. It doesn't have any plates, so it's just a bunch of screws, and then they have these pins that go in there too, and I'll kind of put a picture of that up as well. But they have pin sets that go in the top of the slide, to make sure the optic doesn't move, that kind of stuff. So I am considering putting an optic on here. Actually just bought an RMR the other day from a guy, so I'm tempted to put that on this thing for the review and then see how it does. So that's kind of your basic specs and features on it. The barrel is 1/2 by 28 like normal thread pitch on most 9mm barrels, and I like it. Like, it's essentially a Glock 17 size, and to prove that, I have my Gen 5 Glock 17, so you can see that they are basically the same size minus the threaded barrel. And I shoot the 17 every time I go to the range. This is always on my battle belt that I have, and this is the pistol that I shoot the most besides review guns right now. And I like the feel of the Echelon ever so slightly more. Glock guys, don't freak out. I'm not saying that I'm replacing my 17 with the Echelon just yet, because I've only put 100 rounds through this thing. But, you know, a Glock is a Glock. We all know kind of how they feel, how they fit, how they function, which is fantastic. They're great pistols. I enjoy shooting my 17, and I enjoy everything about it. That being said, the Echelon is kind of the more refined version of that, if you will. It's got more curves to it. The trigger is nice and light and crisp. We'll go over that here in just a moment, but all the features, like, you know, the 17 has front serrations on it, which are nice. You know, I can do a press check, I can do everything I need to on there. The serrations on the Echelon are just ever so deeper and a little easier to work with. So I feel like it is kind of obviously a competitor to the Glock 17, but it's also, you know, taken the lessons learned and maybe it advanced it and made it better in its own right. Time will tell. You know, like I said, I'm not ditching my 17 for this thing as my, you know, duty belt or my LARPing belt, or duty gun or LARPing gun, I should say. But I like the fit and feel of it a lot so far. Trigger in it is much nicer than a stock Glock trigger. Now, that being said, I will just let everybody know that I have not changed a trigger on any of my Glocks. I have left them stock, because if I'm going to be an alright shooter with a stock Glock trigger, I think I should be pretty good with a nicer trigger. So I have not messed with any of my Glock triggers to this point. So trigger on the Echelon does have a trigger safety in the middle. You see I can't depress it without depressing that blade. So depress the blade and you've got that walk right there, you know, a couple 3-4 millimeters. You're on your wall. And it's a pretty crisp, light trigger. Pretty good reset. I have not done like a Wheeler pull gauge or something on there yet. I would guess it's 4.5 to 5.5 pounds. It is very light, very crisp, and I like the feel of it. It's a nice feeling trigger. The clunk that it makes me think of the new Springfield SIG P320s after their post-voluntary upgrade program. They have kind of a dull thunk when you dry fire them and that kind of stuff. This reminds me of that, but a much more crisp, much more sharp feel. So I feel like it's a nicer trigger than even in my SIG P320. So I do like that quite a bit. The big feature to this thing, I feel, is what they call their central operating group. Basically their fire control unit that you see in like a 365, a 320, which is leading me to believe they will have different grip modules and that kind of stuff going forwards. So the serial number is actually here on the central operating group, and you can, I'm assuming, take that out and swap it out just like you will the SIGs. Truth be told, I have not done a lot of research on this firearm. Guns that are, sorry, I'm a little sick as well. Guns that are in our price range, I try to not watch other gun tubers' reviews on them because I don't want to taint my views on that stuff at all. So I have read nothing about the Echelon besides the few people I've talked to at the gun store, so I have not watched anybody else's review. I have no idea if they're having any problems with them. I have no knowledge of this thing beyond what I've done so far. So the goal is, with any pistol, 500 rounds is our minimum review on it. I would like to do 1,000 round on this because I kind of want to put it through its paces, but for sure you'll see a 500 round review coming in the future. Hopefully 1,000 at some point, but 500 is our minimum. I should touch on the controls. They are ambidextrous on here, so magazine release and slide lock are on both sides. Takedown lever is only on the left here. And all in all, I'm impressed. So like I said, I'm not rushing out to change out my Glock 17 for it just yet, but I really like how this thing feels so far. I'm looking forward to taking it out, having the boys shoot it and see what they all think. MSRP on this one, because it is the threaded barrel, is $739, so 740 bucks is the MSRP. In-store pricing, what I saw on it was $680, and this is going to be the most expensive version of the Echelon because of the threaded barrel. I think a replacement barrel is like 170 bucks or something. So for the price that I paid for it, I figured I would just get the threaded barrel off the bat and save myself some money down the long road. Now that bit me in the ass with this far end, but we'll figure it out. Yeah, very nice fit feel, very nice pointability. It points well. I like the U-shaped sights. It just, everything about it I really enjoy so far, and it's a very clear sight picture. It's a full-size handgun, which is nice. I like that longer sight radius, but it feels nice. It shoots nice. I'll pop up some video probably if you hear of, you know, some of the groupings I shot. Yeah, I can see myself liking it quite a bit, and after I put some more work into it, I'll be that much better of a shot with it. But the trigger's so nice and crisp. It's easy to break, a good shot, and all in all, I think it's a knockout so far. Give me some time to do the full review. We'll think about it then. Yeah. If you have a Springfield Echelon, put it in the comments down below what you think of it, what optics you're running on it, what's your round count. Give me an idea what you guys as a community have, and I'm curious what you guys think of it so far. So hit the subscribe button, stick around for future reviews. We got a bunch of things planned, a bunch of things to get reviews on, the FN Reflex, the Kel-Tec P17, there's a third pistol in there that I can't remember right now. We've got a bunch of stuff to get through to get reviews done. And now that we're getting into the nicer months, you know, it's going to be easier hopefully to get out and get to the range with the boys and do that done. So, yeah, as always, hit the subscribe button. Like I said, stick around for future reviews. And if you have a Springfield Echelon, let me know what you think of it in the comments down below. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Thank you.